Hello and welcome to the listeners. This is Mahatma Gandhi Letters. Thus, a new movement was started among South African Indians under the leadership of Gandhi. Gandhi, adept at legal battles, on the one hand approached governments through petitions, while at the same time seeking help from dignitaries in India. One such man was the Grand Old Man of India, Daadabaayi Navarooji. Originally being Diwan of Baroda, Navaroji was a versatile personality. An activist, merchant, political leader, scholar and writer, but moreover he was known as unofficial ambassador of India in Britain. Above all, Dadabhai Navarooji was Member of Parliament in British House of Commons, representing Finsbury Central constituency from British Liberal Party. Although Gandhi, who was a great admirer of Navrooji, wrote several letters in the future, the letter in today's issue is believed to be his first. The letter goes like this. Letter to Dadabhai Navarooji. This letter appears to be the first of many that Gandhiji wrote to Dadabhai Navarooji. Dadabhai was acquainted with the problems of Indians in South Africa, having been approached by them as early as 1891 to place their petitions before the British government. The complete letter is not available, and the following extracts from it are taken from R.P. Masani's book, Daadabaayi Navarooji, the Grand Old Man of India. July 5, 1894. The first Parliament of Natal under responsible government has been preeminently an Indian parliament. It has for the most part occupied itself with legislation affecting Indians by no means favorably. The governor, in opening the Legislative Council and Assembly, remarked that his ministers would deal with the franchise which was exercised by Indians in Natal, although they never exercised it in India. The reasons given for the sweeping measure to disfranchise Indians were that they had never exercised the franchise before, and that they were not lit for it. The petition of the Indians seemed to prove a sufficient answer to this. Hence they have now turned round and given out the real object of the bill, which is simply this. We do not want the Indians any more here. We want the coolies, but they shall remain slaves here and go back to India as soon as they are free. I earnestly request your undivided attention to the cause and appeal to you to use your influence that always has been and is being used on behalf of the Indians, no matter where situated. The Indians look up to you as children to the Father. Such is really the feeling here. A word for myself, and I have done. I am yet inexperienced and young, and, therefore, quite liable to make mistakes. The responsibility undertaken is quite out of proportion to my ability. I may mention that I am doing this without any remuneration. So you will see that I have not taken the matter up, which is beyond my ability, in order to enrich myself at the expense of the Indians. I am the only available person who can handle the question. You will therefore oblige me very greatly if you will kindly direct and guide me and make necessary suggestions which shall be received as from a father to his child. So, dear listeners, this was the ever first letter to Dadabhai Navarooji by Gandhi. We think that is not inappropriate to mention another follow-up letter between them. This letter was written almost after a week of previous letter we read just now. July 14, 1894. To the Honorable Mr. Dadabhai Navarooji, Member of Parliament. Sir, in continuation of my letter dated the 7th instant, I have to inform you of the progress of the movement against the Franchise Law Amendment Bill as follows. The bill passed the third reading in the Legislative Council on the 7th instant. The other petition to the Council was accepted. One honorable member moved the postponement of the third reading till the petition was considered by the House. The motion was rejected. The Governor has given his assent to the bill, subject to its being disallowed by Her Majesty. The bill has a proviso in it that it shall not become law until by a proclamation or otherwise the Governor signifies that it is not Her Majesty's wish to disallow the bill. I send you herewith a copy of the petition 1 to the Home Government that will be sent to the Governor here, probably on the 17th instant. It will be signed by nearly 10,000 Indians. Nearly 5,000 signatures have already been received. I regret to say that I am unable to send you a copy of the petition to the council. I, however, begged to send a newspaper cutting, which gives a fairly good report. I do not think there remains anything more to be added. The situation is so critical that if the franchise bill becomes law, the position of the Indian 10 years hence will be simply intolerable in the colony. I remain your obedient servant. Dear listeners, this was the second letter by Gandhi to Daadabaayi Navarooji. And this is how two giants of Indian history begin their talk for the first time. In the coming episodes, we will see how duologue with Navaroji made impact on Gandhi's revolution and influenced in starting an organization called the National Indian Congress. Thank you for listening to Mahatma Gandhi Letters.